Hi, I'm Elio, and I'm a creative strategist. I grew up in Santa Marta, Colombia. That's in the Caribbean, and it's very different from Canada. People communicate and interact with each other very differently. Here, I think back home, people are very just like warm and like embracing the minute you're in and you're like, I want a hug. They're like, here's 60, Here it's much more individualistic, which is not always a bad thing. I think it's a good thing sometimes. It's been really interesting learning about two different cultures and how people behave. That's might just be the strategist in me, but that's awesome. I went to Trent University for social justice and gender studies. Learning a lot about social sciences, I realized that I didn't really know how to execute anything or like see something I studied out in the world. And I think this is an insanely cool way to study people and human sciences. And it's really interesting. So I kind of fell into it. I think most people that I've talked to, they're like, yeah, I kind of fell into advertising, but I did really fall into it. I was in film school for a little bit. I went to Vancouver Film School for cinematography and it was great. And I wanted to create something and create art. And then I saw that Miami Ad had an art direction program. And I was like, great. That is not what art direction is. And so I started as an art director. Then I realized that my favorite part of the advertising process is understanding people and really understanding why people buy things or why they do things. So then I went into strategy because an instructor of mine was like, you seem to really like this and you're good. So, think about it. So I did and switched to strategy, and that's basically how I fell into advertising. In class, our instructor told us that we should go into competitions, and this was kind of like one of the first ones we saw, and it was a challenge. It was a challenge because it was we were so close to the deadline, so it was really scary, but also really exciting. So I think what inspired the idea was like a lot of our group were immigrants, and we understood that people can have two homes. Here, Canada is my home, and Colombia is also my home. Two homes, two flavors. I usually do a lot of research, mostly desk research, mostly just Reddit. Reddit, TikTok, Instagram. I try to find what people think of the brand, and then I work into frameworks like 4Cs or SWOT and understand what's missing, the challenge, the ask, and then I provide insights to my creatives. I mostly try to talk to people, find people in the target audience that you're trying to reach and actually talk to them, strangers, anybody. When people say that they like my strategy, when people say, oh, I didn't actually think of that, oh, that's good. But no, I actually love this moment when you're grabbing things like a detective, I guess, and you're like, they don't like this, but no, it's not this yet. I think I'm missing something. In that moment, when you're missing one thing, it's like my favorite. It feels like you're solving something, and the act of solving, I think that's why I love the most. Have fun. I found it hard at the beginning to humanize the industry or understand that there were people behind brands. Because you see it as a corporation, you see it as a company, and they want to sell something, but try to meet as many people in advertising as you can so that you see that they're just as lost as you are. They are just as human as you are. They are just as confused and trying to, understand people as much as you are. Hi, my name is Elio, and I won silver in the National Advertising Challenge.